You're listening to the Building Psychological Strength podcast, Business Edition. My name is April Seifert, and not only am I a doctoral level psychologist, but I've been a successful entrepreneur for a number of years, and I've learned firsthand that building psychological strength can have a direct impact on your business success. In this Friday edition of the podcast, I'll offer you tools, tips, tricks, and information to help you become stronger, more resilient, and more successful. Let's get to it. Henry Ford famously said, "Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently." Okay, story time. When I was a kid, I used to downhill ski fairly often. I loved it. And one particular winter, I decided to go out to my local ski hill quite a bit in an attempt to improve, to get better. One day, I was out there and I skied all morning. And when I went in for lunch, one of the ski instructors who I just knew worked at that place was in the chalet. And I mentioned that for all the times I was getting out there this winter, I didn't think that I was progressing very much. And he asked me a question that still rings in my ear to this day, over 20 years later. He asked, "How many times did you fall today?" And I replied, and I was actually pretty smug and proud of myself. I said, "Well, I didn't fall today." And he replied, "That is why you're not getting any better. You're only doing runs and skiing in a way that is already comfortable to you. That's not how you grow and improve. You grow and improve by trying new runs, harder runs, by skiing faster or on moguls or on more narrow runs. You get better by putting yourself in new situations. Situations where you most certainly will fall a lot. That's how you get better. You fall a lot." Now let's all take a moment of silence for that probably freshman in college and his profound wisdom. You only grow when you fall a lot. Now, I can't think of many other life experiences that require more personal growth than entrepreneurship. Launching a new product or a new service into the market, it takes grit and resilience and strength and bravery. And even if there are competitors in your market who have already, have some history, who've done the thing that you're going to do, that product or service offering and that business is still likely new to you. Even if you're an expert at creating your product or delivering your service, you're likely not an expert at all with the surrounding skills you need in order to make your business a success. Things like sales and marketing, communication, positioning, culture creation, hiring. Entrepreneurs, especially in the early years, play so many roles in their businesses, and most of those roles are new. And here's the thing. If you're an entrepreneur or you're a go-getter in your professional field, you've likely learned time and time again throughout your life that failure is bad. It means that you did something wrong. You missed something important. Failure is bad, and therefore you are bad. So you cross those two things, right? The inevitability of failure and the negative relationship that most of us have with it, and it is a recipe for friction and pain and suffering in business. Now, what this means is that we need to get better and redefine our relationship with failure. We need to get better at failing. So how the heck do we do that? There were some clues in a research study published in 2016 in the Journal of Entrepreneurship Theory and Practice. And these researchers looked at the factors that facilitate business success after a failure. How cool is that, right? This is research that people are doing. And they identified two factors, so I want to go through them. First, they identified that people who have something called an intuitive cognitive style are better able to grow after failure. People with an intuitive cognitive style are people who are able to process murky, ambiguous, and complex information into insight and knowledge and direction that can inform future opportunities and future growth. So basically, what that boils down to is we're more likely to learn and grow after the inevitable failure that we're going to experience as entrepreneurs if we intentionally work to process the situation and draw out insight from it. Now let's take a minute to just review what we typically do when we fail, right? We avoid thinking about it. We want to just move on, and we don't want to have to relive the experience of the failure that we just had. But these researchers found that it's actually the opposite thing that helps us grow from failure. If we can process through the information about the failure and draw out insight and knowledge, we can move in a better direction in the future and seek out more opportunities for us to succeed. That's awesome. Here's a second thing they found. They found that people who have something called expert opportunity prototypes were more likely to grow after failure. So what the heck are those? Expert opportunity prototypes are examples of people who have failed, learned, and grown from that failure. Here's a direct quote from the study. They said, entrepreneurs can develop and enrich their opportunity prototypes through experience. So you can be the one who fails, you can be the one who learns from it, and you can be the one who grows. So it can happen through experience, and the quote goes on to say, but also through conversations with other experienced entrepreneurs or through entrepreneurship education. Think about that. What that essentially means is that your network matters. The circle of people around us matters. The people we have proximity to matters. And this is just basic psychology, we learn a ton from our own direct experience. Think about kids, right? Babies who are learning to walk. They walk and they fall and they learn. They try again and they fall and they learn, right? Our own direct experience with failure helps us learn so much. But we also learn a significant amount by observing the experiences of others, of those secondhand experiences. Think about how much of your identity was learned by watching people who are similar to you in age and gender, socioeconomic status, maybe your geography, where you grew up, all of those things that make up quote unquote people like us. How much of that did you learn by watching other people who are similar to you, how they behave, how they were able to succeed or not, the repercussions of their actions? You learn that secondhand. We learn a significant amount of that information by just observing the experiences of others. We learn it secondhand. So entrepreneurs, think about what this means. Entrepreneurs who go it alone, they're lacking the benefit of seeing other people fail, learn from that failure, and then grow. But, and according to this research, we've got data to support this. This is awesome. But entrepreneurs who deliberately put themselves in circles with other entrepreneurs are more likely to learn from their failures because they see other people do it. Your network matters. So get yourself in a group. I want to give a quick example. And before I do, I just want to say full out, this is not a sponsored comment. This leader of this organization doesn't know that I'm about to promote this organization. They didn't ask me to. I'm not being compensated for this. I recently came across, just through a series of events, a business group in my area, in the Minneapolis area, called Coalition 9. It's a group of entrepreneurs and business people who meet in groups on a monthly basis, and they do it to just continue learning and to support one another and to be in proximity with others who are on the same path. This is exactly what this study is talking about. Grow your network to support yourself. So I bring up this organization because maybe you're in the Minneapolis area and you're looking for an organization like this. You could check them out. They're called Coalition 9. Or maybe you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking, I might actually need that circle, that network around me. Go check out Coalition 9's website and just get a feel for the kind of thing they do and go look for that. Go get that group of people, even if you have to start it yourself. Get that group of people around you in proximity to you so that you can learn from them. Grow your network to support yourself. Remember, failure is inevitable in business. You cannot escape it, but it's important to remember that you can't grow without it. So, go fail and go grow. Thank you so much for joining me for this business edition of the Building Psych Strength podcast. If you're an entrepreneur, current or aspiring, and you're interested in becoming more successful, hit the subscribe button. I'm here every Friday. Let's hang out. And if you're really interested in digging deep, visit aprilseifert.com, where you can fill out an application to see if Psych Strength Business Success Coaching is right for you. Okay, until next week, be strong, be resilient, and be successful.